All right, what's going on, guys? Today is Monday, May 4th. I'm just going to be going over to today's price action, what I saw today, and most of all, how I knew to stay out of the markets today, right? There was, in my opinion, nothing high probability. I saw no signs of anything that convicted me to say, like, I'm okay with putting risk on the table today. So I just want to go over how I came to that conclusion, what I was looking for pre-market, and just, pretty awful price action that we saw today, right? So I'm just going to begin on the higher time frame. I'm going to go through and do this on the TopStepX platform today, just because there was a couple 30-second entries, and that's really all there was today. So I want to make sure to go over that. But coming into the market today, right? We looked like it did look good coming into the market. It looked really nice, right? So we over the weekend, right? We left this huge 1 hour gap. We also left it on the 4 hour time frame, right? And we manipulated into this 4 hour gap yesterday on market open, or this was at 6 a.m., 4 a.m. candle. So we came into the market and price was around this, trailing around this midpoint of this 4 hour candle. But we manipulated down lower, so we didn't need to see any reason for price to go lower, right? So coming into the market, I wanted to see this 1 hour get inversed, right? This is the confirmation that I had that we were going to be bullish. I wanted to see how this 1 hour closed and see this 1 hour get inversed. And we had London highs above as well as all-time highs above right here, right? And ES as well had London highs above, right? And then New York AM high as well as, all-time highs above, right? So I wanted to see this 1 hour get inversed off open. That this candle would close at 10 a.m. So I wanted to see how we traded prior to 10 a.m. and then see this 1 hour get inversed, right? So scaling down to the lower time frame, what I was really looking for off open was price to manipulate lower, perhaps into this 15-minute BPR. I think it was a 1 hour BPR as well. No, 15-minute BPR. 15-minute BPR. And it's actually this right here. So this 15-minute BPR, and I kind of wanted to see this low being swept, right? We didn't need to technically because it was a protected low, right? We'd already swept out this low inside this 15-minute, but that was really the only higher time frame key level that we had coming into market open, right? Right here. I'll put this. Let me get a vertical line going right here so you can see. All right, so market opens right at that red line. This was really the only higher time frame key level we had. We had this 5 minute right here that price already had manipulated into. So really, I just wanted to see a sweep of this low and or this low, and then get a delivery. Sorry, let me move this back. And then get a delivery out of this key level, right? Maybe we see an SMT with one of these lows. That's really what I was looking for. But we also, had these relative equal highs, which actually were equal highs on ES, right? If we look over here, we have equal highs on ES, neither of which had been taken out, the relative equal highs or the equal highs. So this was really looking A plus to me, right? This is exactly what I want to, have my draw on liquidity for today. And if we don't get that, then we have this London high, we have all-time high, we have this intermediate buy side up here. So just looking for something like that. But before we came up for these equal highs, I did want to see us manipulate lower. We weren't inside any, higher time frame key levels, right? We're inside of this 5 minute, which technically is a rejection block, right? If you want to play it like that. We did tap CE of the rejection block. So, looking back in hindsight, this wasn't terrible, but there was really nothing. I can't remember if there was a 30-second entry. So you get kind of a slight 30-second. Probably wouldn't have taken this, but you get a slight 30-second there, and then there's not really any other entry up to these equal highs, right? So I don't see any other entry to the equal highs, and price ends up just running through the equal highs, right here. So we run through the equal highs. So first draw on liquidity gets taken out for the day, and I'm being a little bit cautious. And at this point, I just want to see some sort of continuation to the upside. We took out the equal highs, so I'm thinking, okay, we swept out this minor buy side, right? Let's see if price wants to maybe manipulate lower again, back down into our key level, get some sort of liquidity sweep to be able to bring us higher, right? So that's kind of what I was looking for at this point. And from the point where we swept out the equal highs, we get nothing but barcode price action, right? And I already was kind of expecting today to be not high probability, being that it is, no news Monday. Monday sometimes are a little bit slow. We have no news today, and we have non-farm payroll on Friday, right? So this week is kind of interesting. I'm just kind of expecting liquidity to be built up. I wasn't, completely disregarding today as a trade day, but I just wanted to be careful. And after I saw this barcode price action off open, I was like, all right, odds are, we're not going to get that many high probability setups, right? And after we swept those equal highs, we really get no manipulation here. We do manipulate down into this 2 minute gap, right? But at that point, There's nothing I really like. Just being off of a 2-minute gap isn't really enough for me. I think there was some sort of 30-second entry in here. No, no, no. So we didn't get a really good 30-second entry until about this point right here. And this was not bad. I saw this and I didn't mind it, but for me, I just wanted to see more manipulation, right? This just wasn't enough manipulation for me. But we did sweep out this low inside this 2-minute gap. You get a 30-second recovery. We still have draws higher. So if you would have taken something like this, this most likely would have been break even, just depending on your rules. But maybe something like this, you want to go for this high, this like little bit of LR that we built up. Most likely you go break even at this first internal high, and you would have been break even on that trade right there. So that was all right. I just wasn't going to take anything. I mean, this price action, I'm not taking a 30-second inside of something like this. It just didn't look very high probability to me. At this point, we are having no manipulation. We've created one fair value gap before 10 a.m., I think, right? Two, maybe? 10 a.m. right here. Yeah, we created one fair value gap, or I guess we did open up two, right? So we created two fair value gaps before 10 a.m. I mean, that's a sign to stay out of the markets, right? Where price is just choppy. It's just consolidating, accumulating, building up liquidity, and we're opening up no gaps at all. Like, you can just tell, right? From 9 to 10 a.m., this is what we got. And it was really nothing. I mean, that's just not good price action. So at this point, I'm pretty much calling it a day there. I would only take a trade. I'm not shorting, obviously, in this market with the London highs and everything above. I would only take a long position if we maybe got some sort of move down into this level right here, or just some liquidity sweep that made sense to me, right? But ideally, I want it to be inside of a key level. And then you end up getting a 30-second that would have played out. You get this 30-second right here. Again, SMT, so this one wasn't terrible, but just again, we're just still inside this 2-minute, right? You do get an SMT inside the 2-minute. The draw is still higher. You get a 30-second. So I didn't mind this, right? I didn't mind this trade at all. You could have gone stop, something like this perhaps, and then you're targeting probably this like London high, which eventually would have played out, right? But you would have gotten break even, right? Odds are you go break even at this internal high, and you're break even there and just get caught up in some more chop, right? So that was an okay setup. I like that as well. And then at this point here, right, we are coming up. We sweep this internal high. I'm really looking for London high to get taken. I think it's very obvious draw on liquidity. And we just don't really get anything, right? We just kind of start shooting up. We get nothing. There was this slight 1 minute right here, but just no delivery off anything, right? Not delivering off of anything, not even a 1 minute, right? This 1 minute inverse. So that wasn't light bulb to me. Most likely would have played out though, just not to London high. Hopefully you would have taken partials. And then as we start to trend up here, it's about 10:50 macro time. Last resort that I'm looking for is maybe some sort of retracement to this 5 minute. We get the retracement to this 5 minute on this candle right here, and I'm looking for some sort of inversion, maybe a 30-second out of this. This is kind of what I was looking for. If this 30-second out got inversed off this retracement to this 5 minute, I would have been open to taking longs to London high, but that's not what price wanted to do. We wanted to disregard London high and just continue to push lower. So now we are moving lower. I'm not really too sure what price wants to do right now. It's kind of in a weird zone here, but ideally I would assume we want to come take out this sell side down here, right? We disrespected this 15-minute BPR, so ideally we're probably going to get a push lower here, and then maybe at some point this week I think we do return back to all-time highs. But today, that's what I saw. Just absolutely nothing high probability. I mean, this is the price action you got from 9:30 to 11 right here. We moved a total of 134 points, and it was just chop. So I didn't see anything high probability. No reason for me to put risk on the table today. So yeah, that's really all that I saw today. Hopefully you guys protected your capital, understood today was probably not high probability, and if you caught a winner, good on you. But for me today, just nothing signifying that I wanted to put risk on the table today. So yeah, that's really going to be it for me for today. I'll be back for some more backtesting later on, and then just continuing throughout the rest of the week, right? It's only Monday, so we got 4 more trade days. Good patience today, good discipline, and hopefully we can continue to stay patient, stay disciplined, and catch some good setups later on in this week. So yeah, that's going to be it for me today. Enjoy the rest of your guys' day, and I'll see you.